Yo, what's good, people? Happy Friday to you. Hope you're all doing well. Let me turn down this background noise a little bit. It's Feedback Friday. Whatever you guys been working on for the past week, drop it in the public feedback in Discord and get in line early. Because you know how Fridays are. They get a little busy. Commander Rokusai, welcome in, sir. How are you? Paul, welcome in from sunny Maryland. It is bright gray today here in Portland. What's up, Saf? Sun has finally peeked out on your side of the world, huh, Roku? It has been typical spring so far. It's been chilly in the mornings and gray, and then it burns off, and it's just gorgeous. And like probably somewhere between like 60 and 70 by afternoon, and then it's just like super ideal until the sun goes down. It's ridiculous. It's nice to have the sun back. Long walks without getting completely soaked. It's nice. Zev is here. What's up, Will? How you doing, man? It is almost the weekend. Saf, maybe after things calm down over there, you can go and help some people out. I say they empty Putin's coffers and rebuild Ukraine with all that money. All right, we're not talking politics. Let's get into some music stuff. I'm going to click over to the Discord really quick and see what's going on here. You guys have been talking about something today. Or maybe it's yesterday. Man, this community is great. You guys are great. Hey, what's up, Javar? How you doing, man? They have seized oligarchs' yachts to the tune of several billions. Yeah, build some schools and some museums, write some history books. It's all messed up. Lobotomy Eyes. Now that is a pretty fun name. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Let's see. Where are people? Oh, man, we've already got 7 in the queue. We've just fired up the stream. We've already got 7 in the queue. All right. Whoever's looking for feedback, get it in quickly. Looks like everybody dropped these within 1 minute of each other. No, not quite. 5 minutes of each other. Hey, is that command not working? Well, look at that. How do you get to the Discord? Let's make that happen. I don't know why commands are not working. We just made the switch over to OBS from Streamlabs, and some of the things are working and some of them aren't. Oh, Roku beat me to it. Thank you, Roku. Appreciate you. All right, let's quit this dreamy, quiet stuff in the background and move on toward the fun. Before we get started, quick reminder before you head into the weekend, you're almost at the end of the month. Next week, I think it's Friday. Let me just check a calendar really quick. I think I also put this in the Discord here, right? Maybe I didn't. Oh, we're in the public feedback area. That's why. All right. So this month's free sound pack is Liquid Air. You guys have until... Oh, I thought I wrote it in this message. Let me just check that. GagX1, welcome in. Checking calendar, checking calendar, checking calendar. Yep. It's Friday. It's a week from today. Y'all got 1 week. And for those that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, if you're a current subscriber to the channel, you get a free sound pack every single month. You find that free sound pack on the Discord. Just link your Discord and your Twitch accounts. If you are subscribed, you'll gain access to the free sound pack. Whatever you are inspired to make with that sound pack every single month, you turn around and you submit it in the community challenge, and you get another free sound pack. It's all just fun and games, a chance to learn and collaborate and grow, get your hands on a bunch of fun sounds cheaper than you normally would. It's a win for everyone. So anyway, this month's sounds is our free sound pack is Liquid Air, and you guys got 1 week until we do that. All right, back to the public feedback. Looks like Cold is in first. Got in a day early. Hey, Kwame's here, and Blackberry. Welcome in. Can you guys be the fantastic humans that you are and help me out with putting Discord links in the chat periodically throughout the stream, since the command is not working for some reason? That would be fantastic. I wonder if we can kind of poke OhmLab. OhmLab appears to be offline. All right, well, if you guys could be so kind as to help out new folks that don't have the Discord when they come through today, that would be awesome. Let me just set up my little text edit here. First up today is Cold. This one is called Better Off. Asking, will someone please murder this? Cole, this is good. It's a really fun, authentic feeling throwback vibe. I think the kick is just a little bit big and loud. Like it might be a little too boomy, or maybe it just needs to be tuned just slightly. Maybe it's just not quite. There's something just out of pocket with it. And it could be brought down just a little bit. I think that the snare should probably kind of take the lead over the kick in this one. It's just more of a retro thing to do. And you might want to A/B test using a shared process. In other words, you would have multiple sounds in your mix going through the same degradation, right? The chorus and the warble and the pop and the wow and all of that. Versus doing them individually like you have now. I like the kind of offset waviness that's introduced with it. It also causes a little bit of ducking in a few spots here and there, which is kind of going beyond the retro thing. So it'd be kind of interesting to know what gives you the better feel. It's got to be a personal thing, of course. It might have a more cohesive feel if they're all sharing the same process, because all of those things are happening at the same rate at the same time on each one of those instruments, which is what the warble and everything that came from the playback devices of yesteryear really did to things. That said, like I said, I do like the waviness too. So, and that bass is spot on. I don't really have much for you in regards to the composition, the arrangement. It feels fine. I think overall the mix is pretty solid. There's a couple of small volume changes here and there that I would probably make, but it's not across the board. So maybe just going back through your project and paying close attention to these moments where you really want one thing to stand out just a little bit more and where you want other things to kind of take a step back a little bit, and just put in some volume automation and get the whole thing kind of moving and shifting just a little bit more. Because back in the day, there was a lot of volume dynamics, and that's what half of like the emotional swells were really being driven by. So I think it would kind of up the authenticity as well as make it a bit more engaging and immersive. Solid. All right, cool. Up next is Roku. Oh, nope. Actually, he's providing feedback to Cold. Good feedback. Good feedback. And it does have a bit of the taiko. It is a journey. Yeah. All right, cool. So next up is Zev. Something new from Will. He is saying something new, very raw and unfinished. Ooh, lovely. I love it. Always good to hear what he's working on. Let's do this. Finally. Ooh, a couple of counter melodies to flesh out the top. Yep. Also good suggestion, Blackberry. Yeah, Will's got a good face, right? All right, let's see. See what this sounds like. Elimina, welcome in. Happy Friday, homie. Evoc on this bad boy. Dude, this is fun. It's got a nice upbeat vibe. Sounds like you from Note 1. Maybe a little filter play in that first minute, a couple delay sprays or something. Maybe one little delay burst that like the feedback gets cranked up and like that actually leads to your transition or something. I don't know. That little squeaker is fun. Around 2 minutes or so, maybe a little polyrhythmic, like a call and response kind of thing, in the background would be kind of fun. Kind of reward people for tuning into the details. Maybe small reversals into some of those claps there. 240. I really like the guitar. I think it fits pretty naturally. It'd be fun to play around with the idea of having like a second bass line in this, one that's a bit more edgy or something, to kind of complement the edge that the guitar brings. No pun intended. Dialogue or vocal chops over the top. Random transitions and swells just for fun and to keep the momentum going and kind of use as highlights. I really like that transition 445, small transition effect. I like it. I like it. Dude, there's obviously like tons of stuff you could do. It's so early, but it already sounds solid. It's got a nice groove. It's good. The ARP is running through Rift. Yeah, the filter modulation in Rift is just awesome. And thermal, nice. Same brain. Yeah, we do. Yeah, BlackBerry. I feel that. Low counter rhythm, melodic feature. Ham Danik, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Yeah. Ooh, Eric is here. What's up, Eric? It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're enjoying some spring over there. He is saying maybe up the tempo a bit and give it a driving feel. What is this sitting at right now, Zev? 123 or something? 24? It's good. I like it. Next one up is Kai. Started it yesterday. Dude, well, it's good to hear so much come out in one sitting. That's got to feel flippin' fantastic. No emails for a couple of hours, right? Hey, Tremtize is in the house. What's up, dude? Happy Friday. How you doing? Yeah, you got to work quickly between tasks. That is for sure. That is for sure. All right, next up is Kai. This one is Castles in the Sky. Let's see what it's all about.
washed away. Thinking back of yesterday, like a warm embrace, all washed away. And you said, I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I cannot see the recipe for you and me, the remedy. I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I can barely breathe. It's killing me, we used to be. And you said, I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I cannot see the recipe for you and me. I said we used to be okay. That smile on your face, all washed away. Thinking back of yesterday, like a warm embrace, all washed away. I cannot see. I cannot breathe. I cannot see. I cannot breathe. And you said, I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I cannot see the recipe for you and me, the remedy. I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I can barely breathe. It's killing me, we used to be. I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I cannot see the recipe for you and me, the remedy. I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I can barely breathe. It's killing me, we used to be infinity. I'm building castles in the sky, 'cause I can barely breathe. It's killing me, we used to be infinity.
Okay, so there's really only a couple of things that I think are kind of catching me on this one. First, Kai, this is really, really good. The mood and the feel and the ambience, like the overall quality and everything, is really good. There's a couple of instrument choices that kind of stand out as sounding like you found a preset and they were kind of close and you just kind of rolled with it. They sound a little bit generic for the feel. One of them
Looking back
is
like a warm embrace. You said, I'm building the recipe.
that synth right there. And I think that you could easily just kind of sweeten it up a bit, spice it up a bit with a little something, maybe a little saturation or just a little bit of movement or something with a filter, and it would become a bit more of your own sound. And there's one more. See if I can find it. think it's one of the layers. I don't think it's all one instrument, but one of the layers of your keys feels just a little, um, I guess maybe kind of small or toy-like almost, and everything else feels really like produced. You know what I mean? So there's just a couple of specific sounds in the mix. I think that the rest of the instrumentation and everything is pretty solid. I think that there's a little bit of humanization that you could do to get things a little bit off grid in a couple of areas, and it would help make it feel a little bit more organic and human. And the other thing is just the compression and maximization at this point. You can kind of feel that things have been pushed together. It feels that part feels a little bit better in the chorus just because of how it's constructed and what's happening there. But in the verses, I feel like it wants to breathe a little bit more. So maybe just back off of the downward compression that you're using just a little bit so it's not pushing as much on your mix. And I think that will also kind of help that the expansive ambience that you've put in there kind of breathe and rise up just a little bit more too. So solid. Kakashi, I appreciate you. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Let's see what chat is saying about this one. Roku says a little humanization on the piano. Tremtai says watch the low end. A couple of comments about the snare being a little bit off. That's sonically, not timing wise. Yeah, Eric, I think people are still cautious about real life meetups as well here. Yep, I think everybody agrees. It's just a couple of mixed things, really. Limina says, kind of wish the what vocal shot on the drop was a vocal shot matching the singer. This is really solid, though. Kai is here and saying, yeah, I'm still relatively new, so mixing is not quite there yet, but I appreciate the feedback. Absolutely. Yeah, keep bringing stuff by. It's good. It's solid. People will keep giving you really honest feedback here. You'll get better and better really fast. You say you're new to all this. How long have you been doing it? And what is your DAW of choice? Main go-to synth? We got questions. We like to know things. Trem says, listen, there's a reason why professional sound engineers exist. Mixing ain't easy. Yeah. Yeah, mixing takes a lot of practice. That is for sure, Saf. Awesome. Okay, so you've already dropped this. Yeah, this is solid. Keep bringing stuff back. Keep bringing stuff back, and participate in the monthly challenges. I bet you'd probably have fun with them. Yes, BlackBerry, that's true. You can learn the technical pitfalls and stuff in advance. 5 OTTs on the master, no need for mixing. Little over 3 years, FL Studio, very cool, very cool. Roku is drunk with power. All right, next, Kwame. In the queue early. Let's do this. Kwame, you around? How you feeling, man? You getting rest? And by rest, I mean mostly horizontal, not at work, and mostly working on music. All right. Let's see what Kwame is working on this week. Zamertz, welcome in. Good to see you, homie. This is great. Zamertz says, "Uh-oh, if that kick is up front, mine is going to kick your speakers." Not too up front for me, just it's a little up front in the mix. Low end is a little dominating on this one. Bass is really up. This synth, man, at 102. And is that the same? Wow, 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 wow. I think it is. Let's check when it comes in. Yeah, this one. Two things about this one. One, it would be really interesting to hear just a little bit of vibrato on there, just a tiny little bit of wah, like something that kind of builds. And then the other thing would be it'd be really interesting for me to hear a really slow, long form kind of drift modulation on the attack parameter of that synth. So some of the notes are pretty like quick to deliver, and then some of them are actually kind of pushed. At the end here, especially, can you just imagine like those last three notes? Wah, 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 right? Like the attack kind of getting a little bit longer with each one and it becoming this kind of like way to piece out. 140, another really unique timbre in the mix. And then another one after that. Your palette is different this time around. You're playing, it almost sounds like you're starting to kind of venture into the realm of building your palette by frequency, which I adore, by the way. I do the same. But you're playing with some stuff that you aren't normally playing with, and your delivery of a few things, man. I lost track of the time on this one. It was like around 2 minutes. So it was over here. Oh, right here. And that backing synth in there too. Both of them, they have a delivery to them that you just weren't getting before. It's really good. Yeah, dude, feeling this. I like it. People are digging it. Blackberry says, your tracks have gotten so much better since taking some piano lessons, so much more expressive in the parts. Some harmonies on the motif would be neat, says Kakashi. Oh, it's like an introspective water park vibe. Don't ask me why that's the image, lol. Isn't it funny what hits us? Tremtise says there's something strange about the balance in this one that sounds really strange compared to the rest of your stuff you brought in. Cool idea, but there's a lot of battles going on. I think a lot of that gets cleaned up with the low end getting wrangled, honestly. I think it just kind of pushes things around in weird ways. And if the mix was more focused with less competing frequencies, then I think it sounds pretty good. It'd be great to hear this all mixed down. Zamarit says, I missed Wednesday. Boiler pump went. Bang. Damn, and I didn't get to record it. Oh, Zamarit's, dude, I'm sorry that happened. Kwame, so what I was saying is, yeah, just put like an LFO or something on the attack parameter, like on the main amp envelope of that synth, just so some of the notes start normally as they do here, kind of make that your most percussive point, and then maybe it just kind of modulates out slowly over a period of like 8 bars or something like that to be a little bit longer attack, and then it can come back in. I think it'd be kind of a cool feeling, a cool drifty feeling. Iron Imp says, picturing Hunter S. Thompson, we were on the edge of the water park next to the kids' pool. That's when when the regret kicked in. Welcome in, Iron Imp. Oh, man. The EU Navi, welcome in. Happy Friday. Oh, dude. Some merits. Saying my living room was almost a water park on Wednesday. Holy crap, dude. That sucks. That sucks. EU Navi, it's morning here, evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, dude. Yeah, make sure the synths and the finals are all safe. Man. Oh, thank you, Roku. Our commands are not working today. Blackberry, you take care of him. I'll see you on the flip. Have a good weekend if you don't make it back. It's fine. Sorted. Carrying on, says Samaritz. Did you make music this week amidst all of the mayhem of the water? Grown-ass men making water parks in the bathroom during their bath time. Roku Sai's here. He's got something in the queue. He says, something else to clear my brain of all the projects I got going on. Ooh, is this something new? All right. Grab your cup. Settle back. Here we go. This is a new one from Roku. Come on, Dropbox, you could do this. You could do it. All right, here we go. And so it begins. Oh, the restraint, the feeling of restraint that is just like pouring out of this thing. It doesn't have the harmonies in there yet, so it's like it feels like you're getting half of something, and yet it feels so complete and good already. This is great. It's a real bop. I love it. I love the dynamic range, the peaks and the valleys, especially in this section over here. Just absolutely lovely. I think it was Tremties said nice anti-drop there. Full stereo spectrum on display. Love the tension builds, right? From the little pulse elements to the detuned notes. It's just all of it was really nice. I like bringing in the inharmonic stuff up to the top. Good choices, just fun, good choices, and just tasty. Purely in the box. Love it. Love it. Yeah, Roku. I can tell that some time and love was spent on the synths before you even got started. Yeah, this is good. Cody Modi, welcome in. I see you there. Yeah, I'm missing my my commands right now. I want my commands back. There were several that I would have triggered for this. This is a really tasty one, Roku. This is it's quite good, quite good. I love the dissonance. All of it's so good. That kick is just so you know what I mean? It's just got a lot of you know? mm, mm. It's there for the harmony. It's on purpose. The harmony just isn't there yet. It's all good. He cranked the knob. Yeah. He's like, wait a minute. Let me find that. There it is. There we go. Now the kick is right. All right. Roku, as per your usual, some brilliant stuff happening right there. All right, on to the next. Gag X, this is D and B and B and B. Drum and bass and bed and breakfast. All right. Let's do this. Gax. right, that's great. You get so playful there at the end, and then you're like, all right, cool, peace out. It makes me wonder why it isn't as playful up front at points. And I think that there is some room for that because it's a really cool vibe happening there. There's some stuff that's kind of unique in there as well. It's got a fresh kind of feel to it. Really like the full mix vibe. I felt like the intro. I actually want to go back and listen to like 10 seconds of the intro here. That pad, that supporting pad right there, if you were to start it out that low but ramp it up, it could work as kind of like a tension build, kind of like a riser kind of effect, and it would help kind of lead into that full mix feel a little bit better, I think. Solid, solid. This thing is really solid. I really like the feeling of momentum. Like there's absolute inertia when you drop out the breakbeat and everything is just kind of hanging. There's still this kind of drive forward, like it's all leaning forward still, which is really nice. And nice use of pulsing elements to keep that alive. I'm thinking maybe just like a touch of foreshadowing gating, like a little extra rhythmic something right before that transition. Maybe even if it's only just like 2 beats or something. Yeah, and then again, just kind of this playful energy. It'd be good to feel just a little bit more of that. I know leave them wanting more is good, but this is pretty quick. So it kind of makes me wonder where you are in the production process with this one. Is it going to be as playful as that as it continues to go, or is that where it ends, or what? What's the plan on this one? And what are you working in, by the way? Gag? Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. Bass and bass. Not bed and breakfast. Bass and bass. Would be kind of funny if D&B and B&B were like a thing. You can go and find like this quaint little bed and breakfast on some beautiful little hillside somewhere, and then inside it's just all raucous and 24/7. Kai says that pluck is nasty. Tremtai says, I go to get a second plate of food and come back to tasty stutters and harmonies? All right, Gag is here in the chat saying maybe a little intro, a longer intro would be nice. Yeah. Working on a new EP now. Okay, cool. And what are you working in? What's your weapon of choice? What's your DAW? What's your go-to synth? Right, some merits. Doesn't that sound like fun? I'm gonna open a D&B B&B. That's awesome. I can see it. I can see it now. Like, which room do you want in the B&B? Like, do you want the synth room or you want the disco floor? You want the mixing console? What? That'd be freaking great. Audacity. Working Ableton. Kind of fusing future bass elements, dark bass lines, kind of. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, there were a few things in there that actually reminded me of a couple of sounds that I've got in one of my my preset packs. Dark waves, if I remember correctly. Anyway, some familiar stuff. Feeling it. I like it. It's a good vibe. Keep bringing more. D and B and VST. Ooh, yeah. KFC atmospheric. Kitchen jungle room. All right, let's see here. Hey, Gebro's in the house. Navi's got a couple in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kai's got another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. We got this, right? All right. Sly Rye. 27 is up next. Let's do this. This one is called Dreary Eyes. Or Dreary Days. Sorry, it's Lobotomy Eyes. But you thought about doing a DC coupled CV sample pack? Hey, Alexander Black, welcome in. Oh, with a party of 19. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How was the stream? What'd you guys get up to? And happy Friday, by the way. We are nearly to the weekend. You are here. Gag, you are welcome, and thank you for bringing by such a good tune. Please bring more, so we can say nice things about more things that you make. Don't forget, if you're currently subbed to the channel here on Twitch, you have a free sound pack waiting for you every month over on the Discord. Go grab it now. This month's free sound pack is Liquid Air. Next Friday is our community listening and voting party. Every month we get together and we listen to submissions of all of the stuff that people made, that they were inspired to make with the free sound pack. So whatever you're inspired to make with those free sounds, you come back, you submit them, and you get another free sound pack just for playing with us, just because love. All right, this next one is Sly Ride 27. We're doing a bunch of feedback today, guys. So if you've got a work in progress you want feedback on before you release it out into the wild, you can drop it in the public feedback channel here on the Discord. If someone can please drop a link to the Discord in the chat, that would be fantastic. All right, Sly Ride, let's roll. This one's called Dreary Day. Lobotomy Eyes in the chat.
It's a dreary day. I'm feeling weary in many different ways. Today's not the day for me. Need to get through the hours till I sleep. 'Cause I just got my injection. Weigh me down for a couple of days. I'll say it's a dreary day. It's a dreary day today. It's a dreary day. It's a dreary day. I hope that tomorrow will bring a better day. 'Cause today was dreary. So very dreary. So fucking dreary. God damn it. Today was pretty shit.
This is good. This is good on so many levels. Like this is this is a really fine example of just how cathartic and communicative music could be, right? This is really good. I like the original feel of it. I like the raw, kind of emotional, like no walls, stripped back kind of feel of it. I love the horns Was not expecting those horns. They're very good. I like the mood right out the gate. Right out the gate. And it's got a bit of the Tom Waits kind of thing going on in there. It'd be nice to hear a little bit more separation between the guitar elements. And one thing that can help with that is a little less low frequency presence in the reverb, because the low frequencies drone on the longest. And then if you were to pit them on opposite sides of the stereo spectrum, perhaps it would feel a little bit more separate. And then you can have the backing guitar down just a touch as well. Keep the lead guitar at that point, around the 130 mark, a little bit more towards the center. And then when it's done in that soloing position, you can kind of move it back out to the side kind of thing. I think that would be a really nice adjustment there. You wouldn't have to touch anything else in the mix, I don't think, to get the separation. Yeah, I appreciate these vocals. I appreciate the just the raw, candid nature of this thing. Let's see what people are saying about this. Oh, Alexander Black, you had Feedback Friday as well. Excellent. Excellent. Little 8-hour session. Dude, that's like a marathon. Come on. How you doing after 8 hours? Iron Imp. I'm getting caught up on the chat here. Where is your next little comment? Mention it just because if you record things as is, you can make a stereo file, the couple L channel triggers with right channel modulation. Not a new idea. Morton Subotnick did with tape on Silver Apples of the Moon. Huh. I'm going to go and listen to that and dig into it. Sav says it reminds him of Bob Dylan. Zamerit says sounds like live drums. Iron Imp is saying Louisiana grump and chill to it. Yeah, I love Tom Waits, right? Kakashi says, it once rained for 2 weeks straight when I lived in North Carolina. This song captures that frustration so well. 2 weeks. Psh. Visit Oregon in the winter. I'm just kidding. Nirvana vibe at the end, says Zameritz. Yeah. No, this is really good. This is really good. Everybody seems to be liking it. Iron Imp says it could be overdone, but I love the shoegaze. Like my Seattle sludge. Yep. Tremties says, yeah, I was about to say the same thing. There's many things that could be improved mix-wise just to make this tighter, but the whole rawness of it would just die. Yeah, I don't want this to be tighter. None of that. None of that. The only reason why I want a little bit more separation between the guitars is so I can hear them both a bit more clearly. And that's all. Like, I really like all of the everythings about this one. I would not really change much other than those guitars, I think, honestly. I think that at some point you just kind of bow your head and you say, job well done. It's tasty. It's delivering everything that you want it to. Hey, what's up, Gabriel? How you doing, man? Program drums. Gabriel just stopped the track. We will check that. Cody Modi is excited. Tremtaz says, FL, am I right? And Lobotomy Eyes says, you got it. It's amazing what we can tune into. Damn it. This one is called Bloodborne. Let's do this. Okay. Um, First, before I say anything else, uh, this is awesome. This is a really cool, fun track. This is great. Aren't Fridays fun here? You have no idea what's coming next. All right, Hamdanic, there is not much at all, if anything, that I would change in your palette or your arrangement. I think your composition, the overall arc, your decision making, all the change ups, your transitions, it's all great. What isn't great right now is the mix because it's too dominant in the lows and the volume mix is off. And there's compression present in so many places that perhaps it just shouldn't be, or maybe not to the degree to which it is being applied currently. And the end result is that we can't hear all of your sounds clearly. So, what I would advise is to go through and do a fresh volume mix on this, disable almost all of your compression. And as you're going through and trying to figure out what compression should I keep and what compression should I take off and listen to it without it, here's the qualifier. Was the compression on that channel there to tap down peaks? Or were you trying to make that track louder? Because if you were trying to make it louder, don't use compression for that right now. Switch to saturation, okay? You will thank me. The other thing is, as you're going through this, you need to pick a hero for each section. You can't just pick one hero for the whole track. There's too many changes here. So I think what you need to do is pick a few heroes, a few things that are going to sit above everything else in the different sections of the music, and set those at their points at like a -6 or -7 dB maximum at their highest peak, and then mix everything else around that. Okay, nothing else can be as loud as that, and everything comes second to those things at any moment in time in the mix. As you find the elements that are bass heavy, keep those towards the center. As you get up higher in frequency, start to move those out toward the side, and it's going to kind of liberate the mix a little bit more and allow you to hear what competition is actually taking place between the different elements that are frequency aligned, if you will, right? They're all occupying the same kind of space or position in the frequency spectrum at that specific point in time, and that's where competition starts to happen. Okay, so as you're going through stuff, the other thing you need to identify is which elements have sub in them, and everything else in the mix, those sub frequencies get cut out. There can be only one sub at a time in a mix like this. There's so much going on, you have to respect the sound design, in my opinion. The next thing is, don't use just a cut on the lows, use a shelf for part of that. So you're not murdering all of the gravity of the sound, the life force of those low end sounds. So just make sure that there's less competition happening in the lows first. Your mids will probably be a little bit busy. You're going to want to scoop a little bit out of the mids where you can. Probably more predominantly in your low end elements, you can scoop a little bit out of the middle, and your mid range elements, you can scoop more out of the low end. It will help tighten up the entire mix. Okay. And then listen to this thing. Just remove as much of that downward compression as you can, because what it's doing is it's throttling the upward expansive life force of this whole thing, right? The tops of all of this. And you have so many impressive moments. And look at the distance traveled between your lowest valley floor and your tallest peaks. Like, this is freaking Everest or K2 up here, right? And this is almost at sea level down here. This is fantastic. And you should really, really let every last little detail be heard, in my opinion. Okay, so I love the intro. I love the intro. It is so perfect. I love that feeling of like, oh, I'm lost in bliss here. This is very nostalgic and comfortable feeling, but something is coming from my head, isn't it? Small transition effect there at the very first transition right here. Oh, and luffs. Let's talk luffs really quick. So it's okay to turn stuff up during a mix to hear what it might sound like, but just make sure that when you get done with your mix, you're leaving enough room to make stuff loud in your master, not getting stuff loud before the master. And the second is that do pay attention to the streaming standards, like the luff standards that are in place with all of this stuff. I think the max the max for a track like this is neg 12 LUFS. I think anything beyond that is going to be hard to make it sound better when someone turns it up. And I think that should be the result. It should feel better when someone turns it up a little bit, right? Give them that. Give them that. Love that tremolo transition effect at 240. Dude, the textures at 340 are so good. And I know for sure that there are other moments that are just as good that will reveal themselves earlier in the mix when the lows are wrangled in. Lots and lots of good choices. Very unique cinematic palette. Really great. Really, really great. That vocal synth and the scream both can be highlighted at the end. And yeah, like I said right here, man, wrangle in the mix on this one and you have a winner. This is so good. Disc Music Official, Flamsy, and Sharkso, thank you all for coming in. Happy Friday to you. Roku says, Roku's sign of approval. Get the mix golden. The music is fantastic. Yeah. And I would agree that Cell Dweller would sign this on fixed. Yep, I would agree. This definitely needs to be shopped around. Fix the mix. Bring it back. Then bounce it. People are loving this. Limita says maybe a little more pop on the snare. Love the sub progression. Tremtai says, turn this down a lot. I want to hear the song so badly. A lot of oofs and awesomes. Cody says some rim hits would be cool. They would definitely cut through. Yeah, those toms. Kakashi is saying, oh, my grandma. So many awesome parts. Cohesion is great. Yeah, this is very cool. This is very cool. All right, welcome in, new peeps. We're moving on to the next one. Hamdanic, thank you. This is really solid. This is really solid. Next up, Voxman's. Oh man, okay. So Voxman's been playing with Melodyne for the first time this last week, and we're about to hear some of that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close the gates here. All right, cool. That way we have a chance to get it to everyone and we don't have to rush too much. All right, so Voxy is saying, Melodyne is beautiful, still learning, but it made things so much easier. All right, cool. Let's listen. Dude, Kakashi, this sounds good. Your vocals sound so good right here. This is it. This is it. Dude is right.
Just imagine, can you feel my beating heart? I know what you're missing. If it hurts, it makes you strong. Look out, he's coming for you. Look out, what you made me do. I can't let you slip through.
Oh, very, very Muse metal. Yeah.
Hold on you. Don't try to run from I'll show you my favorite worst. Waiting in the shadows, you can bet he means you harm, baby. If you listen, he won't make it take so long. Look out, he's coming for you. Look out, what you made me do. I can't let you slip through. I got a boundless hold on you.
All right, Kakashi. Voxy. Dude. Number one, we knew this. We knew this. It is so good to hear the vocals on point like this. Doesn't it bring everything together? I mean, all of it sounds so much better. It was the vocals that were changed. Everything sounds so much better. Rivethead. How did you record the vocals this time? The transition at 241 felt a little loose. Maybe a bigger drum fill could fill that gap, and maybe you could even do like a little rah or something like that vocally. Just something to kind of fill that. It's just a moment, right? But there is just this small little lag in that transition. Love the choice to stop and whisper. absolutely leaning in there. Dude, your voice tuned is reminiscent of drama rock like Muse. Your breakdowns felt more, I mean, I don't like playing the whole comparison game, but you absolutely conjure all of these feelings from people that are clearly heroes. Like I was hearing some Mr. Bungle, Primus kind of stuff in here. Someone else said Primus, Cody Modi, I believe. Yeah, it's just we can hear more things coming through simply because of the vocals. This is great. This is great, and it seems like the confidence is there. Man, yeah, the outro screams were super fun, very very emotional, very riveting. Very good. Everyone is talking about the emotions. Yeah, yeah. You've definitely got the muse thing going on before you start screaming. It really draws you in. Very good stuff, dude. Very good stuff. I would love to hear one of these things fully mixed and mastered. That felt pretty darn solid. Big ups, dude. Big ups. Keep playing with Melodyne. So Merritt's has been doing, guess what? Metapop mix. Let's see what his submission sounds like this week. Says, made for, yes, a remix battle. Warning, cowbells may feature. Let's do this. Oops.
Huitième leçon. Les repas.
All night,
Huitième leçon. Les repas.
all night, all night, night.
Yeah, what up, paintball?
All night,
Les repas.
Dude.
night,
Dude.
all night, all night,
Huitième leçon. Les repas.
It's fun, Samaritan. It's fun.
all night,
Huitième leçon. Les repas.
This is fun, dude. I know you're saying you're just flipping samples here, but you flip them rather nicely. I like the order in which you put them in your arrangement window. You're very good at that. Seriously though, dude, everything you make is great. Is another really fantastic palette. The selection of vocal samples in this felt so good. 2 thumbs up, 1 shaking booty. Tremtai says, so smooth. Samaritz, I am so sorry that your house flooded this week, homie. I am glad that you made funky vibes, though, and that you stayed on top of it all. Roku Sai says, gotta go, guys. See y'all later. OhmLab, I'm not around for the next week. Little holiday plan, but the week after, I got plenty of time to co-op, feedback stream, and interview. Dude, yeah. Okay, so that means the week after our community listening party, we can have a little fun with Roku on a Feedback Friday. So start picking out your tracks now. All right, next up. Zamaritz, thank you so much, dude. Next up is Tremties. Says, I need to start making backups of my stuff, man. I once again ruined a mix because I sat with the same project for too long. So what went wrong here? The guitar seems scooped and the snare sounds weak. I swear remembering that this sounded decent at some point. What happened, Maestro? Okay, so the idea was this mix. It's not supposed to sound super crisp like rock or metal, so I kind of want to capture the punk sound, kind of like on Fat Wreck chords, but not like this. All right, so this is called Serial Idea. What happened? Dude, the copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, that's so on point. That is so on point. Okay, so Tremties, I don't think you're that far off. I think you probably put this into your ear holes a whole bunch of times, so you're starting to hear it in probably an overly critical way compared to how the rest of us hear this right now. The guitar, you're saying, Seems scooped and the snare sounds weak. I would agree with the snare, but not just the snare, the drums. I think that the toms hit just as weak as the snare, and I think that both of them are hitting with a normal impact and velocity. I think they just need to be brought into the realm of, oh. So I would probably use like maybe like some Green Day drums as a benchmark standard for this one. With the tightness of that guitar, I think that it would be kind of in line as far as like loudness and presence. One thing that you would probably hear in theirs is the multi-band compression. So the majority of the energy and focus on the mid frequencies. And there's probably a touch of overdrive to finish that. And then that's going to give it a really sharp and edgy, punchy sound. As far as the guitar goes, are you wanting it to be a little more shredding punk and a little less tight Green Day, or what? What is the sweet spot for you in what you're aiming for? And yeah, the cymbals be more crashy. And when I say drums, I mean the entire drum kit. All of that can come up. You might have to dial back the kick once you do that, but that's okay. Everything else can really be much more in your face. And I think that the combination of the multiband and then into an overdrive is going to do that for you. I would target probably around 8K on the overdrive for that, and I would push it like maybe 1 to 1.5 decibels of drive, and then adjust your output accordingly. And then if that doesn't do the trick, crank that knob. Yeah, Iron Imp says, it's good tunes. Don't have my speakers, but you're off to a flying start. Minor tweaks and you'll be sailing. Cody is saying yes, yes, yes. Zamarit says would work with a vocal. Yep, everything that we're hearing is... Oh, right, your FL. That's right. Is EQ fixes for the most part, outside of the compression on the drums. You could try using some multiband on the guitar, and it could bring out the parts that you want it to, perhaps better than EQ could. Sometimes it's a little bit too easy to cut a little bit too much out of a guitar with an EQ. And then it's really hard to find your way back. It's not like there's a trail of breadcrumbs that you get to follow with EQ. So sometimes just disabling the EQ. I'm not sure how FL works. If it's if like you can open up like a media browser and re-import the same thing. Like right now, I could open up this over here in Logic and I could pull in this track again onto a new channel, and it would be the original audio. Without all this other stuff on it. So if that's an option in FL, maybe you can just do that and reorient your ears and, you know, find the sum and the difference and make some decisions. We're through a Safari. Where is my Discord? There it is. All right, Tremties. I hope that helps. Hope the feedback vibes with you. Kai, you're back. I'm going to play one of these other ones since you've already had one, and then we're going to come right back. Okay? I think we've got time for all these. I just want to make sure. Modi One Kenobi, that means you are up, sir. Cody Modi in the chat. Cool. Thank you, Sky. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. This one is called High Energy, version 5, work in progress. Take care, Tremtaz. Ooh. This is fun, Cody Modi. I'm always liking what you're bringing. There's always something really original about at least one part of it, and this one's kind of wild all over the place. I like it. I like the combination of the super tight snare and the acid line in there in the very beginning. Love that stretch moment at 58 seconds. Synth selection at 120, I think is good. It's pushed to the back. It feels slightly washed out. It's nice. It's a good juxtaposition. 238, that modulating synth in the background, the somewhat vocally kind of gummy kind of sounding one. Could be filter modulated or something. It just kind of it sticks out a little bit in a couple of spots, and I feel like it's kind of pulling attention away from the synth sitting in front of it. Maybe a little pan position too, for more separation. And at 410, there's a couple of spots like this. There's just a lot of frequencies flying around at once. So maybe filter a couple, or maybe take a look at which sounds are currently being ducked with your side chain compression that you've got set up in there. Maybe a couple of sounds don't need to be pumped, and the rest can continue being pumped, and that will give you that added separation. I think you could play around with a couple of things there. An easy fix would probably be a long form filter cutoff modulation on a couple of elements, and you could even maybe set that on an LFO and let it kind of run random. and kind of automate that process for you and just do it for the entirety of the track. Something to kind of move a couple of those frequencies out of the way here and there. So there's a little bit less busyness and competition at those points. Otherwise, the only other thing that I have for you is make sure there's an EQ on everything. So the elements are being heard super clearly even when busy. And don't forget that you can move things in the stereo space just as easily as you can volume-wise and automation. And that maybe just moving something across the stereo field and back is enough to create more interest and gain separation for a sound. So you don't always have to lean in or reach for something that's going to be, cutting away frequencies or whatever. Really original stuff. Really original stuff. Dig it. Dig it. Yeah, Navi, LFO tuning is fun. You can get some really nice stuff out of it. Between 2 and 3 minutes. This is section 2 long. Let's check this really quick. Cody, you got Shaperbox or something like it? If so, this is a brilliant opportunity because I kind of want to do a build into another build. You should. You should. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So if you have something like Shaperbox, here's what I would do. I would fuck it up right there, and I would do exactly that. A build into a build, and then drop back in. Yep. That'd be a great use of space. It would keep everything really lively. Don't go too crazy, but go a little crazy. You've got almost a minute in there. You could use 30 seconds of that minute as just freaking sandbox time. Yeah. I like that too. All right, cool. Let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Good stuff, Cody. Good stuff. You've been bringing it, dude. People are liking this. Yeah. Very colored sound design, fun percussion. Yeah, people dig it. People dig it. Oh, dude, Iron Imp, you have family in Kharkiv? Are you in contact with them at all? Are they okay? Granulize the wave out of it, says some merits. Paintball says, I can't seem to ever make anything sound good with Shaperbox. Just makes everything sound loopy and funk. Paintball, stick around because I use Shaperbox on all sorts of stuff. I'll throw you a whole bunch of pro tips. Yeah, Iron Imp, my mind is dwelling on this now, man. I hope you're okay. I hope your family's okay. I'm sending love your way. No, they're not. Andrea was constricted. His mom doesn't want the brave to... Oh, the humanitarian corridors, which is just a freaking joke. They're not humanitarian at all. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Man. Good paintball. Good. All right, next up is Navi. Navi's going to fill our ear holes with something psychedelic and tasty. I can already tell. Cody, thank you for putting it in my ears, homie. Yeah, Iron Imp, no one over there should have to be a fucking fighter. No. Dude, you roll. You do what you gotta do. Everything you're feeling right now is way more validated than what I'm feeling. And I'm fucking pissed as hell, so. Skinhead, welcome in. Happy Friday. This one is called Short Tax, First Contact from Navi. there. This entire thing feels really good. Fades a little long at the end. I love some Foley in atmospheric intro, so you have me right off the bat. I love the minimal choice on that first transition there. Like that is, I'm also a sucker for that. So right out the gates, you got me. Some brilliant decision making, and that super high resonant little ringer that's in there, the little zippy thing that's such a low dB. I love it. It's so tasty and tasteful. The detail work is what draws us in. You bring us in with that, and like you can just feel the little click on the kick and the bass. Everything feels really, really balanced and good here. What's your DAW? 19 years of music making. Congratulations to you. This bass line, the only thing in this whole track that felt just a little bit stagnant at any one point was probably just that bass line, which you could easily fix with like a really subtle saturation swell, and you wouldn't have to change anything. Toss a little rhythmic gating on one bar or something right in the middle of the track. It's really the only thing that I noticed that wasn't in some form of movement or evolution or just change over time in some way. This is good. I have nothing for you in regards to any of the composition arrangement. Your mix is really super solid, really good use of the stereo spectrum. You're obviously a wizard with an EQ. FL, all right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. What are the LUFs on this? Do you know off the top of your head? This felt really good, man. This felt really good. And I see you've got another one in here. Just like I told Kai, we're going to skip over that one. We'll come right back to it. If we've still got time at the end, I want to make sure that everyone else has at least one before we start doubling up. The Old Geek, thank you so much. Rains Phoenix, welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. Happy Friday to you. Disperser is your secret. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I love Disperser. Absolute. What's up, Old Geek? Old Geek. All right. Next up is Gabriel. Gabriel is always bringing something tasty, and it's been a minute, so I am eager to hear what our friend has been up to. Gabriel, you here? Yeah, Disperser is nice. All right, this one's called Voices from the Universe. It's Whip. Gabriel, this is absolutely fantastic. There's only a couple of things mix-wise here that I think I would personally tighten up. And I think it's really only to provide just a little bit more clarity and power in a couple of spots and maybe provide just a little bit more focus for the listener. Here we go. The Brahm hit intro right now is everywhere again. It just keeps coming back. I think I made like 4 or 5 tracks in the last week that start the same exact way. I love it. Dude, this vocal in here is ace. This is ace. Absolutely good. Absolutely fantastic choice. What's the library you're using there? At 55 seconds, the attack on that horn synth is so flippin' perfect, and the fact that you drag it out to the extent that you do at 109, and then the other pads, it's just absolutely brilliant timing manipulation there. I absolutely appreciate the attention to detail. 126, that mid-range synth pad, I think it can come up in that moment right there. I think it's just a little bit under the high one. I think the high one can come down a little bit. When they all crescendo, I think that they could probably all maybe be like 1 or 2 dB down from where they are. So maybe if you just shift all of the synths down just a couple of dB in the entirety of the mix, like if you were to group them all and just bring them down a couple, you might feel a little bit more dynamic flux in the whole thing, because people would lean in just a little bit more at the lowest points. And I think they would be still just as wowed at the peaks. The other point that the synth seemed a little loud to me was toward the end, when everything is kind of at the emotional boil over point and the vocal is getting buried, which happens around 2:30 or so. 156, backing up again here just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit more upward expansive, like upward compression in that spot, just to really open up the rafters, if you will. Old term, but I think very valid here. Basically, just can we make it even more, can it touch the heavens right here? Can we maybe just open up the roof right now? Love the emotional updraft of the attack on those hits at 212. That the whole series of them is just really, really good. Lastly, I would double check the reverb channels for low end and the EQ. Your stuff always sounds so ace. There were a couple of spots where it felt a little rumbly and thick, and I'm wondering if maybe some of that was coming from reverb. And if so, you could probably back off another 100 hertz or so in general, and probably have a little bit more oomph and power in your low end. Dude, this is great. It's all super, super nitpicky stuff. Your arrangement is 100% great. Old Geek, queue is closed. We are almost to the end here. But definitely encourage you can still drop a link and we can give you feedback outside the stream. We're probably going right up to the edge here with everybody in the queue as it is. Game of Thrones and space vibes. Oh man. Cody Modi says, was immersed. Oh man, yeah, absolutely. Secret library for vocals. That is fair enough, homie. Fair enough. I really, really enjoyed this one, dude. Really, very much. All right, Navi, like I said, we'll circle back and come back to this one if there is time. Flamzy, you are up next. Gebro, I hope all of that made sense and vibes with you. All right, Flamzy, let's do this. This one is called Level Up. It's not available in my country. Can you fire me a link a different way? And we'll move on to Joe, and then we'll come back to that one. So Flamzy, again, that track on Spotify, not in my country. If you can fire me a link on a different platform, that would be great. Oh, YouTube link. You're right there. We can just wait for you. That's totally fine. Oh yeah, Iron Imp, absolutely, dude. I don't care if it's an old mix or a new mix. We can still give you pointers. Yeah, Gebro, how's that been going? Have you been shopping stuff around? Have you just been producing? What's the deal been on your end? It's been a minute since we've been able to catch up. You staying healthy over there? Inspired? All that good stuff? All right, so Flamsy's just dropped a new link for us. We're going to listen to it here. This one's called Level Up. Is this already released? And is it under copyright? Yeah, thank you, Flamsy. The only thing I'm unsure about is if this is like an independent release or if it'll trigger like a DMCA. You release this on your own? Cool. All right, let's do this.
I don't listen what they say. Talk to people in my life, can't stay. I wish I can see through like X-ray. 100 miles from 100 miles away. Level up, we level up in a way. Baby, giving up, no way. Baby, giving up to fly away. Baby, clearing up, I'm here to stay. Pull up, we better have a meeting. To my face, say the shit you've been tweeting. I regret being nice to people, cause they're opposite to you. That's sad, but it's true. It feels like we're living in a zoo. That's what I see from a point of view. They been sipping on people, or they don't care who. Being at the top, that's what they wanna do. When they bored, they switch you with others, like switching channels with remotes. I recently checked my most used app this year. It was by from a notes. At this point, it's filled with songs, it's filled with bars, flames and coats. I don't listen to haters, and I can do it, bitch. I do it better than you goats. I don't listen what they say. Talk to people in my life, can't stay. I wish I can see through like X-ray. 100 miles from 100 miles away. Level up, we level up in a way. Baby, giving up, no way. Baby, giving up to fly away. Baby, clearing up, I'm here to stay. I climbed the ladder by my own, no one give me a hand. Now they wanna be my besties when they're over 10. Sorry, I don't need you in my life, you're currently banned. Where were you when I needed you beside me to stand? Good that we had some space. Maybe that's the reason now I'm in a better place. That's not the time to solve the case. That's my time to grind and shine and my dreams to chase. Living up, we living up in a way. Baby, giving up, no way. Baby, giving up to fly away. Baby, clearing up, I'm here to stay.
Okay, just a couple things here. I think the vocals feel a little bit separate from the mix, so maybe just a little bit more compression on the entire thing to kind of help push those things together. I think the 808 can use just a little subtle saturation on it, so it stands out just a little bit more. If you target a frequency that's just above where it's actually popping off in the EQ, it's going to generate some harmonics above it, and you'll hear it a little bit better in more settings, in more speakers and headphones. I think the clap can be layered for a little bit more width and depth as well. You can just literally copy it down and just offset it slightly, right? And then you can pan each one just a little bit to either side. It should do the trick. You could also use a sample delay trick. It's a little old school, but it works just fine. Basically what you do is you add these are super, super small delays. We're talking milliseconds here. And what you do is you want to make sure that your left and right channels are unlinked. So you can delay one or the other, figure out which side you want your clap to be dominant on, the left or the right, because usually we would set one of those. I typically go left, so what I would do is I would delay the right signal, which means the left is going to be heard first, okay? The right is going to be delayed slightly. We're talking like a fraction of a second here, so it happens very, very quickly. What this is going to sound like is as if that clap sample has been layered and that it's been panned to the left just slightly, okay? super old school trick, but it works beautifully for this type of music. And let's see here. What else do I have? Backing vocal can be panned slightly more to the side for greater separation from the main vocals. Other than that, I think that this thing is pretty darn solid. It's a really good arrangement. I think that your vocals have been mixed pretty well, and everything is fairly balanced. Let's see what the chat has to say about this. Yep. There you go. Iron Imp breaks it down for you. That is a very, very small delay, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you on this one. It's just about there. All right, Joe is up next. This one is called Life is a Journey. I have been good, Joe. How have you been? Happy Friday to you. And Flamsy, I appreciate you bringing it in. No worries. I hope the feedback helps. All right, this one's called Life is a Journey. This is some great artwork here. Fantastic artwork.
The point is, life is the journey. So then, how you go to kindergarten, you know? And that's a great thing because when you finish that, you get into first grade. And then come on, first grade leads to second grade and so on, and then you get out of grade school, you go to high school, and it's revving up, the thing is coming. Then you're going to go to college, and by Jove, then you get into graduate school, and when you're through with graduate school, you go out to join the world. And then you get into some racket where you're selling insurance, and they've got that quota to make, and you're going to make that. And all the time, the thing is coming. It's coming. It's coming. That great thing, the success you're working for. Then when you wake up one day about 40 years old, you say, my God, I've arrived. And you don't feel very different from what you always felt. And there's a slight letdown because you feel there's a hoax. And there was a hoax. A dreadful hoax. They made you miss everything, which had a serious purpose at the end. The thing was to get to that end. Success or whatever it is, or maybe heaven after you're dead. The point is, life is the journey.
Brilliant.
Think about that.
Dude, everything, right down to the very last second with your downsample decision and the Bit Crusher. All of it is so good. There are so many good choices. It's good to hear you again, by the way. Nice combo, birdsong and pad. Makes for a really lovely intro there. Solid vocal chops right off the bat. Really like ideal delays, and the decay on those delays were ideal. The claps seemed a little soft. They came in and I was like, oh, those actually aren't really popping. And I feel like maybe they should. Layer, saturate, move on. A little less low end on the dialogue sample in the reverb as well, and then it will help that whole thing sit on top of the mix. So you don't have that problem where at the end, when the music comes back in, I'm just going to jump back to that spot really quick.
And there's a slight letdown because you feel there's a hoax. And there was a hoax.
Right here.
A dreadful hoax. They made you miss everything, which had a serious purpose at the end. The thing was to get to that end.
Okay, so right there at that exact moment, those are in really big competition with each other at that point. So if you cut out some of the low end, and then also as the rest of the mix is coming up, you can group all of that and scoop a little bit out of the middle while the vocal is still happening. And as soon as that sample ends, kill that dip, and boom, your whole thing comes right back to life. It might be the solution to that. Brilliant timing on the dialogue sample, by the way. Great gating, ducking combo as well for the outro vibe here. It was just really solid. Do I think the breakdown is too loud and not impacting the drop as much? I would personally turn it down just a little bit, simply for the sake of more dynamics. If you look at your waveform, you don't really have a true valley floor moment in this track. You might want to force one. You might want to, like, you could play with so many different things. You could drop out music entirely and leave just an ambience and the vocals and like have it kind of creep in slowly. You could do a lot of things to increase those dynamics. But I would, at the very least, I think I probably would take it down a couple of notches there. I don't think if there's anything else that I would really say. A couple of things volume mix wise, similar to the feedback that I gave earlier. It's a very general feeling of some volume mix stuff, which usually just leads me to believe that there should be a little bit more volume automation happening. And that's one of those things that can help find separation between those layers as well. The other thing is, don't forget, you can always automate your pan position too. So if something is competing with something like a vocal dialogue that's in the middle of the mix, that other thing that's competing could be moved to the side a little bit and brought back until the vocal sample has ended, and then it can move back into its original position. Those things feel and sound normal in the moment, those changes. So don't shy away from them. At the very least, it's always good just to A/B compare the results and see which one you like more. All right, last one. Hey, Reigns Phoenix, dude, those are brilliant emojis, by the way. Those Lego guys, those are freaking great. Where'd you get those? Those are amazing. Joe saying stellar feedback as always, bro. I appreciate it a lot. No worries, dude. You just keep bringing back awesome stuff. I'll be here. All right, Iron Imp. This is going way back to 2007, 2008. He says, I would have written and mixed it completely differently nowadays. Was with a TR-606, a Nord Micro Modular, Reactor, and FL. Open to some old school criticism, though. All right, cool. Let's check it. It's got like a Russian melodic motif happening. It always makes me happy to hear old Reactor in music. It's so like comforting. Yes, I am comforted by Glitch. I'm a little weird. Dude, this is fun. Number one, Phosphor would love this. You should send him a link. He would really dig this. I like so much about this arrangement. I love the arc. I love all the change-ups. I love the clever maneuvers. But mostly, I think the thing I like about this is the energy. It's very playful and it's upbeat, and there's like an amount of joy in this. You know, it feels like it's got a little video game energy to it. You know what I mean? In regards to the mix and the things that could be done differently, I think that a small amount of granular delay in a couple of choice spots, as well as some fun saturation. So I'm talking like Portal and thermal type stuff here. I'm not talking like toss a regular distortion or a guitar pedal or just like 16th note delay or anything like that. I'm talking some weirdness, some things that could kind of help twist this in slightly different and unexpected directions because of modulation in the programming of the granular delay and the saturation. Those are the things that I would probably play with the most in this, and I don't think I would really touch any of the mix, honestly, as it is right now. I think I would probably just embellish further. That's probably what I would do. I did it with hardware 606 and micromodular, then Reaktor at FL. Sequence, I wrote my own, but I was well inspired by Crypt and some other Groovebox multi-affix. Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of Groovebox kind of feel, that Crypt feel. I'm an old school Crypt fan myself. It's got that kind of fun driving energy to it. But those are the two things that I would play with: granular delay and multipan distortion, with just modulation, with just plenty of modulation, and keeping the separate bands different in my saturation. I would use probably different wave shaping in each band to create kind of a myriad projector, sort of, right? Like you've got this singular source that everything is running out or running into, but coming out on the other side are actually three separate outcomes, but all squished together, right? And then into some granular delay after that. That's probably what I would do. Mad science time, basically. All right, kitty cats. I would love to go back and listen to those couple of extra tracks we have sitting waiting for us. One from Navi and one from who the other one? Kai. But you know what? I think I'm going to see if I can get you guys some feedback outside of the stream, or we'll pick it back up in the next feedback stream. Because I got a boogie. I got to go get a release out and meet up with the team before we head into the weekend. And I've got some sessions too. So busy. Let's go see who's streaming really quick and take you guys somewhere fun. Eh? Let's do that. All right, peeps. Ooh, Bleep Temple. We haven't gone and visited Bleep Temple in a little while. Let's go do that. Let's go see if there's maybe some modular stuff happening today. I appreciate all of you. 1 week from today, That's next Friday, is our community listening and voting party for the challenge this month. So be there. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.